Alrighty then, it's time for one of the most hellish games I have ever played. Which one? And I gotta say, if I sound a little upset or agitated, or salty or anyway, just kind of roll with it. It's mostly just for the video. And I'm not gonna deny, I was pretty salty when playing. By the way, it's Jarvan. You guys already saw this little scene here in that other video I uploaded, the level 1 team fight. Now, as someone in the game said when he was trying to trash talk the team, what's more embarrassing? Losing a level 1 team fight really badly, or winning one really well, and then losing? Well, that's just gonna set the tone for this game, and I'm gonna tell you right now. There's two players on my team who were massive assholes. The enemy team was taking it out on them, and as a result, taking it out on the rest of us. So this was a very pleasant game. So just kind of picture that as far as the atmosphere goes. Some of my teammates prior to in Champion Select were already starting to trash talk each other, so we're not in for the best of times. Anyways, as far as Jarvan goes, I believe my masteries were 0, 12, and 18 in this one. Going mostly some tanky. Yeah, you saw me try to start Gromp because I wanted to just see if I can do it with a little bit of health, but I couldn't, so I ended up going to red buff instead, going home and healing. Anyways, for level 2 fight, my bottom laners go in for the fight, even though they probably shouldn't, because they're fighting at a disadvantage with minions. So even though they do get a kill, they end up feeding a kill back to them, and this is shutdown gold killed, so it kind of goes more their way, although of course Ezreal got the kill while Lulu got theirs. Yasuo, on the other hand, is going to be ganked by Gragas. Watch it. And unlike the other ones, he actually does kill the Nautilus rather cleanly. But even though he should have probably just backed away right there, he decided to stick around and actually fight the Gragas. And as a result, die. So whatever advantage he just had, he just kind of shattered away. Meanwhile, I'm kind of lagging behind because, you know, the farm, I forced myself back by trying to fight the Gromp, and my Gragas opponent is ahead of me because not only did he get a kill, but he got a lot of lane farm due to the death of his Nautilus teammate. So he's going to be way ahead of me and much stronger. My bottom lane teammates are able to pick off another kill down bottom lane, so they're doing rather well. They're using their level 1 blood money to get a pretty good advantage despite their level 2 shenanigans they just pulled off. However, things haven't yet gotten super disgusting. As you see, it's a 2 and 8 spread. However, I'm just gonna tell you now, this Yasuo before the game started was like, he recognized me and said, "Stonewall, make sure to make this a top lane Yasuo video." Low. By the way, I know I saw the Scuttle Crab get stolen. I was super sad about that. Anyways, we see that both Gragas and Zed are coming top lane with the ultimate. And I could have backed away, but I thought maybe with the Yasuo's strength we'd be able to kill the first one that comes through. And I figured that'd be Gragas. And how wrong was I? We just don't do enough damage and he blasts us away with his ultimate. And then the fight breaks out and we're not able to get a jack dick of this. And here I get way too greedy with my flash. If I had just flashed way earlier, I would have survived this. But I was trying to hold on to it as much as possible. But when I got ignited, I figured I was going to die anyway, so I tried EQing back. Yasuo then tried to go for the Gragas kill, which even if he did get it, he would have died right after, so I wouldn't consider that really worth it. So yeah, Gragas and Nautilus are are getting kind of an advantage here. They're pretty much ahead because me and Yasuo got our asses kicked by them. The enemy Zed is getting a pretty good control of mid lane, but they're still not really farming as well as they hope to. I'm going to assume they're not farming as well because their lane opponents are stronger due to the level 1 fight. Either way, I think this is something that happens a little bit too much. Overconfidence. If you ever played Darkest Dungeons, you know, I forgot how that line goes. Overconfidence breeds something. Whatever. Because we got the level 1 team fight, all my laners are getting super aggressive. Yasuo, Twisted Fate, and everything, and they expend a lot of resources trying to go for kills and trying to go for things, and they end up just playing super unsafe, and in some of those cases, they get punished for it. So far, Yasuo's been getting dick slapped rather hard. Here we fight against the Nautilus, but to my surprise, Gragas shows up. EQ hits both of them. We focus on the Nautilus, and I managed to bring him down right now with my ultimate. But unfortunately, Yasuo gets taken down. It's a worthwhile trade-off still. If I hadn't missed my Q there, I might have been able to kill the Gragas. But You catch my drift. It's like pound for pound. If Nautilus gets bigger, I'm pretty sure he's going to be far more useful against the enemy team. Their team composition is pretty strong, though I think mine in team fights is a lot better as long as we focus. But that's been the issue. We haven't been focusing, and we have been kind of greedy. Yasuo's been saving his ultimate in certain scenarios just so you can use it for a kill rather than for control. You already saw me be super greedy with my flash, and my bottom lane teammates are ridiculously aggressive. Anyways, a fight breaks out down bottom. I'm a little bit too late because they kind of fought it too early, but we're still gonna tower dive the Lucian and pick him off. Unfortunately, a teleport soon. Well, not teleport. Gragas shows up, beats Ezreal to death. His ultimate knocks me away before I manage to finish off the Lulu, and I get myself killed right here. Well, I don't get myself killed. I get killed. Twisted Fate ends up being able to show up just in time to be able to kill the Gragas before Alistar gets dropped. But unfortunately for that, Zed is also coming down, who finishes off the Alistar. Gragas gets picked down. Zed goes against the Twisted Fate, but fortunately for him, Twisted Fate actually outplays him with a flash and an exhaust, although it costs him a shitload to, not get himself murdered. In the meanwhile, Yasuo is just flat out struggling against the Nautilus, but one thing I haven't been showing is that Yasuo keeps trying to pick fights with Nautilus. He keeps diving in, keeps stabbing at him, and getting his ass kicked. So he keeps having to go back and forth between his base and the tower. Though, to his credit, he's got more CS than the Nautilus, who's been having kind of a little easier lane time in terms of not being sodomized. We go to gank the Nautilus again, but Gragas shows up yet a fucking again. I hold on to my EQ so I can knock them around to give Yasuo some space to breathe. Then I feel like I'm going to be trapped. If I showed my face, I'd be destroyed by the Gragas and Nautilus, so I just kind of hang back. Of course, this is going to result in my death, but I figure I would have died regardless if I had, backed away. Yeah, I got by Nautilus and then murdered. So, But then watch this. Well, Yasuo goes home. He had his ultimate, I think, and he didn't bother to use it. He goes home, teleports back in, charges forward, just decides to charge forward, and absolutely gets fucking wrecked. So that was completely pointless. He should have probably just stood back. So yeah, his lane is pretty much doomed, but I keep focusing on it because I figure that if his ultimate is the only means we're gonna win, him and Alistar doing something proper will probably win us team fights, because we gotta control them all before they scatter us to the four winds or murder our most important characters. Because again, we have a lot of utility and a lot of team fight control, but we don't have some like ridiculously absolute powerful damage. I'm not super fed enough to dunk someone. The Ezreal is going to be blue Ezreal, so his damage is good, but not enough to just straight out slaughter everybody. So we need Yasuo's ultimate for better or worse, right? So yeah, in this game, the Alistar hasn't stopped calling people pieces of shit. In this game, as you see, the Yasuo keeps trying to fight the goddamn Nautilus and gets his shit kicked in. I'm hanging around here just hoping to fight the Nautilus. I thought he had used his flash, so I go forward, use EQ, and then I ult him, and then he flashes, and it's not the biggest loss. I destroy the pink ward and then make a loop around to try to gank Nautilus again, because the Nautilus seemingly is super aggressive. Do I? Actually, yeah, I do. I loop around, but Zed shows up at the same time, and Twisted Fate does too. I gotta give credit to Zed here. You're gonna watch the play I'm referring to. I go EQ against the Zed to try to hit him, but he immediately just teleports away. He pretty much dodged Yasuo and me with his little shadow shits. He does end up getting killed by a stab in the butt, but it's a disaster for my team. Nautilus is fucking massive, and there's jack dick of damage I can do. I don't have my ultimate, and my challenging smite is already been burned, so until the very end there, I just kind of get desperate smite. So I ended up getting killed. It was a 3-for-1. Not very pretty. And Alistar, for whatever goddamn reason, showed up trying to fight one of these instead of just, deciding not to. So he ends up giving them a free kill too. And he calls them assholes for this, saying that we suck. Well, he probably shouldn't have been there. So yeah, 18 and 13. You remember that level 1 fight we had that sort of made it seem that we were probably going to win this? Well, there was that, and then there's shit like this. Ezra goes forward, burning pretty much every escape he had, and then gets beaten to death in melee. Like, there was absolutely no gain, and he knew everyone was there, so... Yeah. I'm pretty sure this encompasses solo queue in a nutshell. This is solo queue at its best. Oh boy. And believe it or not, you can see the length of this game. It's only 31 minutes, so it like at a game. Here's a trick of understanding some of my team battles. If a game is very short, but the video itself is very long, that means a lot of shit has happened in that game. If the game is very long, but the video is very short, that means there's a lot of dead time during the game. Farming or just running around doing nothing. This game has been like a nightmare mode the entire thing. As you can see, 19 minutes in, it's been massacre after massacre, crap after crap, both teams. By the way, Alistair flash headbutted someone and failed with his pulverize and did jack dick. So this is an insanely messy fight. I go back to try to protect the Gragas from absolutely murdering my teammates, and then I ultimately try to pick them off, and we trade Gragas for Yasuo and Alistair, and then unfortunately the Twisted Fate also gets murdered, and then I get murdered. So, yeah, this is a bad team fight. I also got to tell you right now, the Alistair yelled at us, called us assholes, pieces of shit. And he said, oh, I had but pulverized the entire team and no one initiated, but you saw what happened. He did nothing. I'm just going to use it to sort of scar him just because of how unpleasant he made this already unpleasant game. My thing is, I don't care if you fail in a game. I only care if you try to put your failure on other people, right? Like if you screw up so badly and it's very obvious you screwed up and then you try to shake it off, it's like, oh, we would have won if you did this, we would have done. No, things happen. Either way, we go for a very, very desperate Baron, and to our fortune, the enemy team absolutely does nothing to stop us. So we have a Baron. We sort of are on equal footing to them right now if we were to fight. So we're trying to look for a fight. If we manage to kill a few of them, then we might be able to reset this game. Tensions are high. Alistair is making everybody miserable. The Yasuo may be sucking ass, but he is actually not being an asshole to anybody except the enemy team or his lane opponent. We put up a fight. I'm waiting for my cooldowns to come back. I don't even know why I looped around this fucking wall. I thought the fight was gonna reseed, but no. It turns out we end up going for a full-blown fight. The Baron is giving us such an advantage. We're able to pick pretty much everyone off. And the enemy team, I guess they too didn't think this fight would have escalated as much as it did. So they didn't fully commit as much as... They did fully all commit and die, but they didn't commit in unison. They sort of went one at a time. You saw them slowly get picked off, and as such, they just kind of lost all their power. So that was a huge screw-up by the enemy team, while we also had Baron. So as bad as a fight it was that we were engaging, because if you rewind it, it was ridiculously messy. The enemy team, I guess, either underestimated the power we could have exerted, or they were just kind of like they assumed we weren't actually going to go all the way with it. So they were pretty much caught unprepared and they flat out died. Still though, this isn't a solo. This isn't League of Legends without a couple more throws. So Ezreal gets caught, but he doesn't get absolutely killed. They weren't there to commit on it. So we're hitting at the Nautilus. He's the only one there. Alistair goes in with a headbutt pulverize. We full on engage, but this wasn't the best engage possible because no one really was there to capitalize on it. I go trying to get to Lucian. I almost kill him. Then I fail my last EQ because I thought he'd dash away. And then the rest focused Nautilus. Alistair kind of saved his goddamn life. So, yeah, that was bad. Then Ezreal, for whatever reason, ends up just walking up to the Zed and getting pretty much meleeed to death with a Q and a stab in the face. And then the Alistair punts away the Zed again. They're poking at the Nautilus, not able to do enough damage. And you can see, the Lucian is respawned long enough to basically be able to show up. Yeah, they kill the Nautilus, and the Zed manages to kill the Alistair. But then Lucian just comes in and shoots the Twisted Fate dead. So, yeah, this fight's bad, and then this shit happens. Do I need to say anything? Just watch. Oh, God. So, yeah, this game is quite something, isn't it? The thing that makes it one of the worst I've played isn't that, we're just having some really shitty things happen. No. I've had some really shitty games where we just flat out lose and get destroyed. But this one keeps filling you with hope. By the way, the Alistair said, I caught Gragas, we should engage. But no, none of us are really there. And with Twisted Fate uses ultimate, it reveals that his homies are there. So we back away. The Alistair starts yelling at us saying, oh my god, we had the Gragas, we could have killed them. But of course we didn't. Because we're afraid of them. So Alistair kind of died. Well, he actually managed to make it out alive a little bit. We fight the Gragas, he kills the Ezreal, I use my ultimate, and we do manage to actually kill the Gragas, I believe. Slowly, yeah. But it costs us pretty much all our lives. So we traded all our lives for one goddamn fucking kill. And the Alistair's like, we had that, we should have all engaged on Gragas, but again, there was nobody around, and we probably wouldn't have blown him up fast enough before his teammates would show up and murder us in return. So again, this game is really bad, mostly because it fills you with hope, and then it takes it all away. You're just like, yay, we might have a chance. Oh no, solo queue happened. So yeah, it's just the eternal struggle. The eternal struggle, the internal strife caused by, well, Alistair, and it's just a bad place all around. So we're lining up to try to fight for a dragon again. We don't have the advantageous position here because they have wards everywhere, and we just can't get someone in there. However, this for whatever miracle of fate it is, Yasuo and Zed fight each other. Twisted Fate teleports in, but this causes the enemy team to basically split up. Gragas engages on me, which is, you know, at first I thought, holy crap, this is dangerous, but Nautilus teleports away. So now it's a 2 versus 3 down here and a 3 versus 2 up there. However, Yasuo and Twisted Fate have a better chance of escaping than this Gragas does right now. So we managed to pick off the Gragas. Twisted Fate managed to return and pick off the Lulu. So now we've gotten 2 free kills for very little effort. Yasuo was being able to make it out alive. Nautilus is caught. Zed can't do shit because he already burned his crap. And we managed to finish them off. We kill the Zed, we kill the Nautilus, and then Lucian gets picked off by the Ezreal's blue and then killed by the Twisted Fate and the Ezreal. So we managed to turn this around because, again, the enemy team fought it so poorly. They split up when they shouldn't have had to. The Yasuo's split push, I don't know if he intended to or not, managed to attract more than one person. The Twisted Fate teleporting in got Nautilus to teleport top, and then somebody else on the enemy team decided to go to the top as well. So they were completely split up while the Gragas had initiated it on me. And that pretty much cemented Gragas' death. He was pretty much overcommitted while no one was there to back him up. So he got picked off, Lulu got picked off, and they all got picked off. So once again with Baron, we have a chance to win this. But again, it's solo queue, so shit might happen. I patiently wait here for my EQ to get Lucian. So I dive in as quick as I can, use my ultimate, burn absolutely everything I can, but I can't pick him off. My teammates are focusing on Nautilus, but then my EQ backwards knocks everyone up, and then the tornado with the ultimate on Yasuo managed to absolutely murder 2 people. I do get killed, but we're able to finally finish off the enemy team. Lucian gets finished off. I believe Nautilus gets picked off, yes, by Ezreal. And with that, our victory is pretty much secured. It was such a fucking mess of a game. Such a painful one. I swear I got some sort of anal cancer from that. But my god, is it finally over. The amount, just the relief on stream was immense. It was like taking the world's biggest shit, right? And hoping it didn't cut you some way along the road. Thank God it's over. Thank God it's wins. And thankfully that Yasuo had such a badass ultimate at the end. So hooray for Jarvan and homies. This channel is supported by my sponsors, Crunchyroll and Loot Crate. Check out the description below for links to the websites. Signing up for any trials, including Crunchyroll's free anime trial, greatly supports my channel. Also remember to give the video a like to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't yet.